Hello and welcome to Season 2 of the NGO Whisperer Show. My name is Carolyne Opinde. I am the founder of the NGO Whisperer. We are a consulting business that helps nonprofits raise funds so they can successfully impact people's lives. Joining us today from Tucson, Arizona in the United States of America is Dr. Jennifer Herrera. She is the founder of Tucson International Academy. Dr. Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It is such an honor. It is such a pleasure to have you. Today, as we talk about education in this day and age where young people are more convinced than any other thing that being in school does not amount to success. What is your take on that? Does it matter to get an education?
That's an excellent question. All over the world, the youth are seeing with the power of the internet, there are many opportunities available for fast money. And so they are taking advantage of that, which is a good thing in my opinion. However, when you look at the long game, you look at over decades, how will you be able to provide for your family? You can nearly always see a correlation between longitude and the ability to provide for a family and what kind of education you have. Education clearly all over the world opens doors. It is the key, and especially a university education. In the United States, we have 4-year university degrees, bachelor's, and then you can go beyond to master's and then beyond to PhD. Each level of education opens another level of what is possible for you as far as providing a meaningful and a plentiful provision for your family.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jennifer. Now to our topic today, which is really on breaking cycles of generational poverty by making college come true. Indeed, you have been doing this for the last 20 years or so at the Tucson International Academy. Share with us, how did it all begin? How did you start this whole vision of making college come true, not just for other people, but also for yourself, to the point that you are now a PhD holder and have cleared the way and made it possible for other people to follow in your footsteps? We are very keen to hear your story from a personal perspective, but also from your professional perspective as an educationist.
Well, the biggest thing that led me to see the value and importance of college and university level of education was by teaching actually kindergarten. I taught 5-year-old children, and you can see a lot even at age 5. You can see the leadership potential. You can see their natural strengths just rise up all that year. And you can predict lots of things about what is possible for them. And over the years of teaching, just teaching a regular class in my early days, I noticed I would go to the grocery store and I would see one of my old students, and they were bagging groceries. And I said, well, great to see you. And they would say, it's so good to see you. And they remembered the class. And I said, so what college are you going to? Because this was one child in particular that I remember being a natural born leader and someone who also learned very quickly how to make things even better for himself. And I was disappointed that he was not in college. I said, are you in college? He said, no, I could never go to college. I thought to myself, what? What happened in this child's life that he doesn't see himself as a possible college candidate? What's going on? And in the school community where I am living here in Tucson, we have a large population of Hispanics. And traditionally, for whatever reason, the percentage of Hispanics in university is much, much smaller than other groups. And I said, why is that? They're so smart. They're smart. It doesn't even matter what background. It's their academic performance. And then I learned quickly, it's a lot about mindset. It's a lot about vision and purpose and finding out what you're passionate about and then pursuing that goal. And so I began to look at the schools that around me, and I said, there's a hole in our system. We're not making college accessible to everyone as well as we could. And so they opened charter school opportunities in the United States where an individual like myself can open a free public school to students, and they can come to my school, kindergarten through grade 12, which is what we graduate, and they can go through a regular academic program and be prepared for college. So I made my whole charter school focus on college. And over the years, that's been confirmed by my parents. We have 88% Hispanic students. And the parents say, I say, why do you like bringing your child to our schools? And they say, because we don't know how to get our child into college. We haven't been. We're from another country, or we've just never gone to college. And I'm tired of working 2 and 3 jobs just to pay the bills. I don't want my child to do that. I want them to go to college. So it seems to be known among parents that a college degree is going to give them the upper hand in income, that they will make more money, and research does validate that. Anyone with a university 4-year degree is going to make double, if not even 60-70% more money than someone without a degree. And even a 2-year university winner is going to make a 30% more income than someone without a 2-year degree. And someone from a trade school is still going to make about 10-15% more than someone who just has a high school diploma. And if you do not have a high school diploma, you will definitely end up with physical labor for most of your life. It's a tough reality, but it is something that research has shown, and it doesn't have to be that way, especially in the United States where our education, our public education is free and any child can have it. So I created a program that supports preparation for college, just for the student that I met at the grocery store who did not go to college and should have gone. Now, why is it a shame that he should have gone to college? Because this child was brilliant. He had ideas and new explorative models of things at age 5. Imagine what he could do if he was able to develop all those skills even beyond high school into college, at whatever level of college, and then bring that to the workforce or bring that to the community. We're going to miss out on his natural gifts because he wasn't able to develop them. And that's what I believe college does. It develops individuals' abilities in every area of their life, their ability to communicate, their ability to perform, their ability to think outside the box. Inside the box is okay, but outside the box is needed for crisis situations, like what we've just been through, and for regular planning for life. Like, how are we going to embrace the technology age? It's not an industrial age anymore. It's technology-based age. And so how are we going to have that? We need good thinkers.
Absolutely.
And the best thinkers will be able to develop their ideas and to share them with the world if they have a platform. And you're only going to get that platform if you have some education. And the higher the education, the better you will be able to serve your community.
Indeed, education gives you the possibilities of serving your community, your generation better. Now, Dr. J, looking at what's happening right now with the COVID-19 pandemic and the fact that many parents are now required to homeschool their children. Universities at the same time are actually conducting online studies for their students. What is the future of education? Are we going into an age where online studies is going to be the norm of the day? And what is going to be the future of brick and mortar institutions?
That is an excellent question, one that we're still contemplating as we go forward. But what I can say is online education is awesome. You can do so much. And as we enter the technology age, I see great value in the ability to communicate. Just as you and I are able to connect across the world just through this medium, what an opportunity, and how we can share and how we can bring something valuable to the world in a simple format. That's amazing. But there is nothing like how we first met, which we met in person. And meeting you in person, I feel like I know completely who you are. There will never be a total replacement for that hand-to-hand handshake even with the pandemic, we're not to shake hands, but I believe handshaking will come back into play because there is something powerful in the physical connection and in the presence of one another. We each have a whole-bodied experience when we are with other people, other humans, and that experience is what adds depth and meaning to all the online study and to all the academic learning. Without application and without real life situations, you cannot be as effective. Do I believe in online degrees? Yes, an online degree is good, but an online degree mixed with some internship, some in-class lecture attendance, those are still very important. Instead of saying either or, I say it's a both and. You need both kinds of education. Each person may have their preference of how they like to learn. However, in the world, in our businesses, are we able to always choose how we have to perform? Sometimes there are regulations that mandate this must be done online, this must be performed live in front of a judge. There's lots of different kinds of ways that careers are evaluated and are utilized and are implemented. So we can never fully go to technology only. That human skill is going to end up being the thing that's going to set people apart from those that are not able to do well in person. So in person and online, both are important.
Both are important. Online and face-to-face looks like brick and mortar schools or universities or colleges still have a chance because we have educationists, really experienced people like you who see it every day on the ground, and you're saying there is still going to be a lot of brick and mortar institutions operational. And of course, things like medicine where doctors have to practice and work on, people and learn how to do things with person-to-person contact, that is still going to be required. When you talk about engineers who need to go into a laboratory, or chemists like me, I studied chemistry, you need to go into a lab and do your research and do experiments, you still need the brick and mortar institutions to be able to learn. However, you are saying that it is both online and brick and mortar working together, even as we move into the fifth industrial revolution. Now, taking us forward, your team is writing a book. I heard about it, very exciting. It's on leadership and development. And it's helping young people move forward, or bringing up a breed of young people who are able to push through crisis, just like we have right now with COVID-19. And we have seen so many young people coming up with inventions.
Yes.
The most exciting ones for me have been the fact that we have university students all over the world, not the ones who have graduated, the ones who are still studying, designing ventilators. And that for me, when I read about that, there's a group in Kenya where I come from, there's a group of university students who invented a ventilator that is cost effective, and it's currently undergoing testing to see if it can be used. Now, you are working with young people from kindergarten all the way to grade 12, and you're helping them be leaders. Share a little bit of what to expect from your book on leadership and development.
Well, we are covering in that book a number of aspects of leadership. We have a leadership team that oversees the 4 campuses of our kinder through 12th grade school. And in it, we each have brought to the table our role that we basically are contributing to the most at this particular school setting. And part of that what is coming is a series of experiences. Yes, there's tons of book learning, and we prove that we can do the book learning with our SAT and ACT tests that get kids admitted to college. And the number of scholarship monies we are able to help the students achieve because of their academics. So online and in books, we have academics. Beyond that, though, that's where schools get creative. Our school has created a business program. In the business program, students are required to create a business and to actually run it and see if they can make it come for profit, if they can make money. If they can make money on it and contribute something good to the school community or wherever their target audience is, then they can see a success. And if it doesn't work, they can keep troubleshooting and experiment like you would in a lab, except experimenting more socially. How can I get this business to turn the corner? What am I willing to sacrifice from my original mission and purpose? And it really gets them thinking, again, outside the box. In the box is test scores. Here's what the book says. Only repeat back what the book says. But the next step, and what I think sets most higher educational institutes apart, is the ability to take the book info and apply it to real life. And you find out that, yes, the book is right, but there are practical steps that you simply cannot learn in a book. You have to experience it. So when you become looking into incorporation, look into other business structures and models, the kids see for themselves, oh my gosh, there's a million ways to do this. I can open another bakery, and I can brand that bakery for being an organic, nut-based program, or a not nut-based if there's an allergy to nuts. They learn how to really specialize and to make it happen. And we have several businesses the students started years ago that are still turning a profit.
What are some of this business? Please share with us.
Oh, one of them is one of my favorite stories, is a high schooler who came up with the idea of customizing shoes. And at the time, some of the popular artists that were rappers and singers had tennis shoes that were especially designed and customized to be very flashy. And so he saw that and he said, what about for the average person? What if they wanted to customize? How could I help them have a customized sneaker? So you buy a high-end sneaker and refurbish it and customize it and then resell it. And one of the shoes he was able to purchase online that was used, he bought them and then he customized them and resold them. He bought them for $200 used, which that's the sneaker bill. I don't know that those people that will do that. He had people buying it for $200. Well, he bought it for $200. He resold it for $1,500 customized.
Wow.
Yeah. And he still makes to this day $600 to $1,500 a month as a side job, customizing sneakers while he goes to college and university full time.
So he is financially independent, to say so.
Yes. Yes, he's able to earn what he needs for college, and he's able to work his business, which is his passion and his pastime, and he's also able to pay his bills and get the book learning. Again, it's not an either or, it's a both and. Yes, start that business, do that blog, be online, make your money, but keep in school, keep going in college. That will also take you to your next and your next and your next businesses that you can create. Wonderful. And so I like the out of the box experience. That's what we are about.
Wonderful. That is such an amazing experience. And we would love to know more about other businesses and give more examples. And I believe some of those examples are in the book. So how many contributors are actually writing the book? Because I know it's being written right now as we speak. And also, when can we expect to have it ready? When will it be published?
It will be ready by the end of this summer. So I would say end of July. It will be ready to be published. And there are 7
That is end of July 2020.
Yes, end of July 2020, the book will be ready. There are 7 contributors right now. We may have a couple of students give their own input into the book as well. The business program that we have has the business aspect of creating a business. It also connects them to the large corporations right here in Tucson, Arizona, so that they can be interviewed by them and then get feedback. How did they come across when they were meeting these big companies and these leaders in the industry in person? And that's such powerful feedback for our students. They can see that human aspect. Oh, you're a 4.0? Well, yeah, all of our applications are 4.0. Great that you got a 4.0. 4.0 here is straight A's, top of the line. You didn't really miss anything. But you have a whole stack of those. How are you going to reduce and find who you want to hire? It's the personal interaction. 100%. Another reason why that brick and mortar school is always going to play a role. You must develop personal skills. You must. You cannot only do computer. It will always be times where you need to be in person.
Yeah, absolutely. I must say, interacting with you over 3 years ago when we met in Los Angeles, it struck me what I saw your team achieve together, working together. And just so people understand the magnitude of the work that you do, you have 100% pass rate at the 4 schools that you run in Arizona. How do you get to that? What is your secret sauce?
One of the best and most fun parts of my job is to help that 100% accepted to college happen. And that's something that I enjoy so much because it helps each individual take a look at themselves, get to know themselves. What am I good at? What do I care about? What do I not care about? You go through a series of questions and experiment by getting yourself on a committee that studies the whales. And then if you're not interested in the whales, that isn't your thing to save them. Maybe it is creating the new technology. And if that's not your thing, so how do you find out what you're good at? We have ways that we do that. We have experiences, we have questions, we have literature, we have examples, and we help the kids determine what their passion areas are. Then from the passion areas, we say, what would it take, what would you see yourself doing if money were no issue? What would you see yourself doing for the rest of your life? Oh, I would like to impact this. For me, myself, I don't like to see people living in poverty who are smart and who had potential that was never realized. That bothers me. Other things don't bother me so much. Teenage pregnancy, well, it happens. Other people, maybe that's their passion. They want to help, kids think through parenthood or something. For me, that's not my thing. I really see every person's potential and I want to help them develop that. So that's probably the leadership part of me that comes out. And so I take that and I have applied it to a program where we put the kids through a module of 6 to 8 steps and they determine what they're passionate about. Then we match their passion to what universities can prepare them for the career that they see themselves doing for the rest of their life. And a career choice that has options, not that's locked into this one thing and then you can never do anything else. Something with options. You can do this, but you can pivot and do this, and you can also turn and do this. So we want to have options. Keeping it optional means you can grow all your life and just move along. Look at myself. I started as a teacher. And from teaching, I got passionate and upset that some kids' potential was not being achieved, and that I felt the potential that I could contribute is get them into college where they can even have more time to develop those skills. Because college, unlike what some people think, they think college is just more of high school. It is not. College is very little to do with more information you're learning. It's all about people, meeting people, because we connect with one another, and that's what determines your opportunities in the future. You can be super smart and never have an opportunity because you don't know how to introduce yourself or how to interact and be interesting so that others will take you up on what you can offer them. So college, in my opinion, is more about learning how to come together to solve problems, how to meet future leaders. You might be a roommate with someone who is actually royalty in another country. That happened to my friend. I had someone who was interested in dating me, who was in college, who was going to be the leader in charge of the country of Laos. I didn't even know where Laos was back then. So it's things like that you only experience sometimes in college. So getting yourself out there around people you wouldn't normally know, and it broadens your thinking and it helps you see things from different perspectives. That's what college is all about. And
Wow.
we get 100% by acknowledging that, put the passion with the college, with the career, and get them in the circles of people they're going to need for their success. That's really the secret sauce.
I love it. I love it. And I also know that you are open to working with different institutions around the world. How
Yes.
can they work with you? Do you have a method through which you work with different institutions who are keen to learn from you?
Yes, I would be happy to work with any institution wanting to create something similar to ours. There's there it doesn't have to be exclusive. To me, I see every human everywhere in the world that wants to develop their potential should have that opportunity. And sometimes it just takes someone who's done that with a school and help share that in another country. Or if it's not with the school, maybe it's a neighborhood. Parents in a neighborhood are tired of seeing their kids end up on the wrong side of the law or on the wrong side of poverty. They don't want their child to have that. They love their children. So they want something better. If that community wants to get together and create a coalition, that is a group we could also help. We could help schools develop a program. We could help a community develop a program. We can help individuals. Say there's no one else who thinks like you, but you want to help your child, or your child wants this assistance. They want to do something different. We would be happy to lend a hand to thinking it through and seeing what it will take for your particular situation to get the higher result. That's what I love doing. So I look forward to that. We're putting together an online class as we speak. It's the 6 to 8 modules that I was saying that we put our high schoolers through. Helps them connect with their passion, helps them see what education is needed, where can they get that education, what careers will be open to them, and where do they want to go. And then how are they going to get it? Do they have personal skills? We have ways to teach it, even with some distance. So I'm very excited to offer that to anyone who is interested in that.
Wonderful, wonderful. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There is a possibility of you learning how to make college come true, just like Dr. J has done with her team in Arizona at Tucson International Academy. And they have 100% pass rate for all the grade 12 students who are graduating and getting into colleges. Dr. Jennifer, I know that your schools have international trips that you organize for young people to travel outside of the United States and have an experience, out of class experience or practical experience of what is happening outside the United States. Could you share with us how you came up with the whole idea of international travel and how you organize it, and who among your students also qualifies to go for this travel, and what has been the most exciting thing that young people love when they travel overseas and come back to your school?
Travel is such an important part of maturing and also of becoming aware of other people's perception. And you can read lots of books about Germany, about Switzerland, about Sweden, about South Africa, about all the different nations of the world. But until you go there in person, just 10 minutes in the place where you're studying, you will learn way more than you would from 5 books. Because there are smells, there are sights, there are sounds that all feed your mind and your intellect information so you can connect better with those people. And so we are not so different, but we're also not all alike. And understanding those similarities and differences and appreciating that has been a key part of the education we tried to give at Tucson International Academies. And so if we're going to be going to college, you're going to be around people from around the world. And it's really important that you are aware that there are different customs, there are different values that are demonstrated throughout the world. On our trips, we raise money and we try to send 2 students from each of our 4 schools, and we keep the group small, like around 22 to 25 people. And so we have students, at least 8 students, and then we have about 12 or more adults. And I also take my teachers, because it's very important if they're teaching at an international school that they have some international experience. So we go and we do maybe a tour, but on the tour, we talk about things that pertain to our program. And we help them take the information and apply it in some area of their life. Just the experience of going and being there is the powerful difference that makes you able to connect with people that are different than yourself. And that starts at a very young age. I went to Mexico when I was 14 years old with the Spanish Club. And when I went there, I learned so much about a whole different world. I did not understand how that worked until I went there. So from age 14 on, I've been traveling here and there every opportunity I got. And now I want to do the same for my students. And raising the money, it is expensive. But what we have found is that when you are focused on a goal, it teaches that anything is possible. You do not have to say no because of finances. You can focus on, how am I going to get this money? And you can sell a lot of nachos. You can sell a lot of sodas. You can sell a lot of specialty items. You can ask businesses for donations, and you can get a side job, babysit, walk dogs, do the lawn, whatever it is. There are many ways to raise that money, and students are constantly shocked. Oh my gosh, I raised $3,000. I thought $3,000 was like $1 million. It seemed unreachable until they focus and they go on a trip.
So
and some of them then go on money.
What you're saying is these young people are not sponsored by their parents. They actually raise the money themselves. Is that so?
That is correct. My students are not in a position where it's easy for parents to just do that. My students are ones that the parents came maybe from another country, or they've lived in poverty themselves, and they don't want that for their child. So they want to offer their child a different education, so they bring them here, but they have no extra money. So we have to help them raise that money. And once they see how easy it is, all of a sudden, they're like, well, we just have a $69 light bill. I can babysit 3 weekends and we can get that paid off. All of a sudden the light goes on. Oh my gosh, finances don't have to be the obstacle I once thought they were. So by raising the money for the trips, they not only get this international experience with other cultures and perceptions and values, but they learn the power of within yourself to raise crazy money that you never thought was possible. But the drive, yes.
That is absolutely wonderful. Which countries have your students been to? Could you give us examples of the ones you went to last year?
Last year, we went on a World War II tour. So we started in Berlin, Germany, and we saw where the Berlin Wall was. We went to museums. We met people. We actually have students of ours who used to come to our school who now live in Berlin, and we were able to connect with them. And so we had that experience for just a few days, and then we went to Normandy in France, where World War II took place, the beaches, Normandy beaches, and all the major war that happened. And we saw where the paratroopers landed on the top of the church and were stuck. They had a mishap. And we learned all the ins and outs. We walked in the area by the beaches where there were big giant craters from the bombs. And I just remember one student in particular, Jose, he said, oh my gosh, this is from a bomb? And the tour guide said, yes, that's just one bomb. There were multiple bombs. And we would start here, go all the way down into the crater running and come all the way up. And that's just how big it was. And to physically be in the bottom of a crater from a bomb from World War II was mind-blowing. It helps you get a different perspective and to understand the magnitude of the power of one bomb. And that's back many years ago. Imagine the power of what we're doing now.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I am blown away by the amazing experiences that you're creating through your college. You're educating them. You're opening up their minds to think differently. You're helping them to create businesses, and not just any businesses, but sustainable businesses that compete in the market today. There's indeed no limits to what young people can do when we give them the opportunity to go to college and back it up with practical support and leadership, and the whole secret sauce that you have concocted all together. I am so excited to what the future is for your school. Now, share with us as we come to the end, what is the future of your college?
Our organization most likely will open more small school sites. We like our sites to be small because we want to create the power of community. So when you know each other, and there's various ages, kindergarten, 5-year-olds, all the way up to 18-year-olds, 12th grade, they learn to be interactive in a positive way. So we will probably open multiple sites more of a similar, the same type of school setting, the different campuses. We have 4 now. I would guess in the next 5 years we'll open 2 more. Maybe every 5 years open 2 more. It's a nice, gentle way to grow and to offer the opportunity to more people. And we have a market for that in Tucson, Arizona. So I'm looking forward to doing that. We have a lot of videos online. Tucson International Academy.com is our website, and we have a lot of videos on YouTube. If you just Google Tucson International Academy Business Club, you'll see videos about our business club, about our travel. You'll see videos on that. We have a lot of videos. We're happy to share any of those videos, or people can just access them on their own. And we're happy to have any conversations. So I'm very open to sharing my ideas. These are not secrets that I'm not willing to share. They're secrets that I hope to share so that we can open the hearts of even more kids.
Dr. J, it has been such an honor. It has been such a pleasure to have you. After 3 years of connecting and sending emails back and forth, here we are, and I am excited what the future brings and will bring as we step into the new future post-COVID-19.
Yes, I look forward to that.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We will share the information about Dr. J and all the online courses that she has available for anyone who is interested in setting up an institution such as she has done for over 20 years. She has the experience. She has the academic background as an educationist, holding a PhD at that level and being able to change lives and impact generations. She is eliminating poverty as we speak. And there are many examples of hundreds of young people whose lives have changed, and they've changed forever because of the vision that she has of making college come true. We invite you to subscribe, like, and comment on our YouTube channel and watch more videos and interviews of amazing people just like Dr. J, who are making an impact in other people's lives. Remember, it's all about connecting people, raising funds, and impacting lives.